Hey you guys, welcome to Living in Country. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Holly. Today we are going to be making a DIY farmhouse style tree collar on a budget, of course. If you guys are like me and go on Instagram for farmhouse inspiration, you probably have seen the very popular Farmhouse Tree Collar that says Tree Farm or something like that. And you guys, those retail at $119. That is way out of my price range for a Christmas tree collar. So I thought, hey you guys, let's make one. Let's make one on a budget. So today's DIY cost me about $15, really affordable, and I think you guys can make it on a budget too. So we're gonna go through the step-by-step process of what worked for me, what didn't work for me, so this can help you and benefit you when making yours. So let's go ahead and get started. So a really fun thing about making your own DIY tree collar is you can customize it. So if you want to put your family's name on it, if you want to give this as a gift and customize it to a friend's name or a family member's name, you can do that. You can also customize the sayings, and you can do one in the front, one in the back. So if you get tired of one, you just switch it up. It's a really, really fun way to get creative. So that is a couple tips that I have for you that I think is more beneficial doing this DIY. This was a super easy DIY, and I've got lots and lots of tips for you guys, starting with, if you guys are like, I don't even know where to get a tree collar at. They're nowhere right now selling online. Well, you guys, they're actually selling them at quite a few places, just not online. Right now, Michael's is selling these because Walmart sold out nationwide. Michael's is selling these 75% off. So I got the small one for $12 and I got the big one for $18. So really great price point. The smaller one ended up actually being cheaper than Walmart. So really great tip there. And I also got the paints from Michael's. They were 25% off as well. So they ended up being like 60 cents a color, and I got red, black, and green, the traditional Christmas colors. So I got those. And then of course my dabbing paintbrush I got for a whopping, oh gosh, was it 30 cents? Something like that, 30 cents. So really great deal there. So the first thing I did when I came home was obviously I took the unpackaging off and made sure that I could put the tree collar together, which was really simple. This is like a really great item for Christmas because it's collapsible and it's really easy for storage. So I was really happy about that. I was thinking I was gonna have this huge bucket that I was gonna have to store for Christmas. If you can't find a tree collar, another great idea is to use a big, huge basket, just a galvanized basket. And you guys can get those from like your local tractor stores, and they're typically about $10 to $20. So that's another great option. If you happen to have one of those lying around and want to use it, that's a really fun option too. So the next thing I did is I went to my Silhouette Cameo and I found a little saying that I liked, which was Farm Fresh Christmas trees, have yourself a merry little Christmas. I thought that one was absolutely darling. I was gonna share with you guys a second one, but my printer just wanted to keep printing this out, so I did both sides the same for this tutorial. And when I decided for the colors, I decided I want to do Christmas trees in red, Farm Fresh, have yourself a merry little Christmas in black, and the trees obviously green. So when I picked my stencil, I just wanted something festive, fun, and really simple. Obviously, you don't want your tree collar to be really overwhelming. So that's what I did with that. Some great alternatives if you do not have a Silhouette Cameo or a Cricut is there's a lot of Etsy shops that sell these for really affordable rates. You can get one as, oh my gosh, as cheap as $5 and it goes right to your door. So really great option there. Another great one is if you print it on just a white piece of paper and trace it right onto here. So you just press your pencil really hard and it will trace the outline of it, and then you can just hand paint it on and get that really slick, nice look. So that's another alternative as well. So I just found that this was best for me since I had the tools to use to do the Silhouette Cameo. So that is what I did. So when it came to painting, I really do recommend, I used one of the cheaper brushes, but I would recommend a circle sponge brush to dab. So one of my tips is I recommend pushing really hard on the stencil, making sure that there's no little air bubbles or no little openings on the creases of the letters, making sure that's down really tight so none of the paint like drips or leaks through it all. So making sure it's like that. You could use a credit card to smooth it out. You could use your fingers, and it worked best for me to do that with my fingers, so that's what I did. And when painting, I highly recommend you guys use a sponge brush. That's what I used. I did use like more of a rectangle, squarish one, and I would recommend spending an extra $1. I was being a little cheap. And using the round ones. I think that would be more beneficial. I have used that in a past project, and I wish that I would have done that for this one. So when you're doing it, make sure that you dab instead of brushing it on, because it gives it a really nice clean effect that looks less of a DIY and more of a, oh wow, that was store-bought kind of look. Now, in doing this project, I really recommend that before you take off your stencil, that you let it dry for at least 10 minutes. Here's an example, really, really clean, good look of what it looks like when I let it dry. It gave it those really, really clean edges and looks really nice, as to where right after I painted it, I took the stencil off and it leaked everywhere. Now it still looks really nice, it turned out really nice, but it could have been avoided if I would have just let it dry. I wanted to make these two options for you guys so I could give you the best advice when it came to when you should take your stencil off. I don't do too many DIYs with stencils, but I just thought, let's get the best of both worlds and try out both solutions, right? So I could give you the best option. So when it comes to taking off your stencil, and if you do get a little bit of ick on it, it's so easy to scrape off. I just used an X-Acto knife and I just scraped at the edges, getting as much as the leftover paint off, as much as I could, to just give it that clean look that looks like it's right off of Amazon. So those are my tips for making it look really clean. I'm really, really happy with the way it turned out. Instead of paying $119, I got one that I really wanted with the correct logo I wanted, the correct colors I wanted, for $15. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are gonna try out this DIY Farmhouse Tree Collar. And if you loved this tutorial, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. And if you think a family member might love this, I would love if you shared it on Facebook, Pinterest, or another social media site. Thank you guys so much for watching Living in Country today. I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye.